So Vibhav is joining. Hey.
Hi Takesh, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good man, good to see you.
Likewise. I think we're seeing each other for the first time.
Yeah, but I've talked to you on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm also been stalking you only.
How's things?
All good. How are you? How's things in Delhi?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
It's just like Mumbai.
Yep. I'm quite sure of that. So, welcome to Tea with Tea, Vibhav.
Thank you. Cheers.
This is a virtual cheers, maintaining social distancing.
This is the most we can get at this time.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what's been happening in your day? I mean, how's it going?
I can't get my eyes off your beard, yeah.
Yeah, my beard is a bit thicker. I mean, quite a lot thicker than what it generally is, because obviously of the lockdown. So I don't have a barber to go to, but I think that's the first place I'm going to go to after the lockdown.
You don't need to. It looks good on you.
Chalo, thank you. You're being kind by saying that. It's irritating me now a little bit.
No, I was actually growing one myself. Then I had to do a couple of self-test auditions, so I had to trim it, and I was completely heartbroken.
Arey yaar.
And then I watched Tiger King in the middle like a couple of weeks ago, so I shaved my beard and had like a mustache kind of a thing.
That is super.
Even that had to go, unfortunately. They just like me this way only, most of the people.
Chalo, that's nice. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. So, everyone, my guest today is Vibhav Roy. And Vibhav is, what, can I call you a Delhi boy?
Call me anything.
Yeah, he's a Delhi boy who went to St. Columbus. So I guess that everyone's claim to fame is Shah Rukh Khan's school.
Pretty much, I'm recognized by that.
Yeah, and then your early days, your formative years were spent in the UK, right? You were studying in London for a few years?
I was in Liverpool for a while.
You're in Liverpool for a while. And then you moved to Delhi, started studying in Delhi in Columbus. And then you finished school, and then you went to college to Australia, right?
Australia, yeah. Melbourne.
Yeah. Melbourne, yeah. So you and I have that in common, because you studied at Monash and I studied at Deakin.
So we know about the wild Melbourne university life.
Absolutely. Taking the tram. Where did you stay? You stayed in Clayton?
I was living on campus, so pretty much my life was, like in a radius of like 2 kilometers.
Excellent. Nice, yeah. So we were in Camberwell, and the tram was like the usual regular mode of transport. This will be good fun, yeah.
I miss it as well. It was good fun, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you studied accounting and finance over there in Melbourne?
Yeah, accounting and finance, yeah.
So I studied finance and marketing myself, and then you finished that, and then you started pursuing your CPA, right?
I actually started once you graduate, you don't have your permanent residency, so you're pretty much still on like a bridging visa. So during that time, I told you I started teaching at university because my dad was spending so much money, so I started studying for a change.
Excellent.
Some good grades, and then I was tutoring at university, and then finally I got a job with IBM, and those guys made me do my CPA. So those guys paid for my second qualification at least.
Excellent. So you were with IBM, man. That's a big company. It's like honestly, in the tech world, it's like in our industry, it's equivalent of a Yashraj and Dharma of the tech world.
You can say that, yeah.
Yeah. So you did that, and I remember you telling me you were doing that and you were lecturing simultaneously, right? Started doing a student program.
This was before I joined IBM. So those 6-8 months where it takes, that lag time to get your permanent residency.
Yeah.
During that time, I was teaching at university. Then my role at IBM was a full-time role, like a graduate program.
Okay.
And at that time, alongside, I started my CPA qualification, because I was doing a job in accounting, so might as well, do my CPA studies as well.
Right. Super. And you said it was at that time when you started, when you were teaching and you started holding an audience while you were lecturing and teaching, that you realized that you had a germ in you to perform, right?
Yeah, I used to actually perform my tutorial sessions. I realized later on, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's where the Keeda bit me.
Yeah. So the filmy Keeda came from learning. So that's a interesting Keeda. Different Keeda.
It actually came from academia, so it's kind of ironical.
Yeah, it is. It's very ironical.
Yeah.
You know. So you were never like obsessed with any actor or whatever when you were growing up.
I mean, everyone is. I'd be lying if I wasn't. I was always, but I never thought I had it in me. Like I was always interested in films. Big Shah Rukh Khan fan, like.
Yeah. Obviously, same Columbus school, so you have to be a Shah Rukh Khan fan.
You have to be, yeah. So that was they have this magazine. Every school has this magazine. So Shah Rukh sir won the Sword of Honor, right?
Right.
It's the biggest award you can get in the school, right?
Okay.
So it was my aim in life to
win the Sword of Honor.
Yeah. Didn't happen because I was too shy as a kid. You have to be in dramatics. You have to excel in sports. Elocution, co-curricular activities is a must. And I was such a shy kid that I would only just imagine winning the Sword of Honor at home. Now I imagine the film fair. At that time, it was the Sword of Honor.
Chalo. But then I think you later on pulled out a sword in a film called Padmavat also, no?
I couldn't manage to.
But you were in a film with a lot of swords.
With a lot of swords, yeah. I got my head chopped. But
Yeah.
Not chopped, cracked, yeah.
Chalo, sahi hai. So, tell me about this period that, you started your career. I mean, you decided at that point in time that, chalo, Australia ho gaya, I finished IBM, I've had enough. I want to pursue something else. I want to get into acting. So just what was going through your mind at that time, when you actually took this decision?
Yeah, I'll be honest, my dad, I don't come from a very affluent background. So I told you, my parents mortgaged the house to send me to Melbourne.
Wow.
So it was a very big financial responsibility on my head. I need to justify this. So once I got the job and I finished my CPA qualification, I got the citizenship as well, I told you. So that's my backup. My backup is Australia's social security system. If nothing works out, I'll just go back to Australia. But yeah, I was very unhappy during my days at IBM as an accountant. And I remember I was working in close contact with my immediate boss. So I used to very closely have access to the kind of life he leads in terms of his professional life.
Right.
So I told him that I don't like I don't eventually want to land up in, what are you doing with your life? That doesn't excite me. With due respect, and in Australia, the culture is very different, so you can be very frank and candid. So he told me one thing, and he's like, he was a lifesaver. He used to give me a lot of holidays to study for my CPA qualifications. He realized I was very unhappy, and he told me, Vibhav, the day you start hating your boss's job, you should just change your profession.
Excellent. That's good advice.
That just stuck with me, and he was like, you go, you try, you take this sabbatical, go to Bombay, go to Mumbai, try your luck or whatever you want to say it. And if it doesn't work out, you come back after 2 years, there'll be a job waiting for you.
Excellent, yeah. So that was like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so he gave me those wings to fly.
So you must have really impressed him in your job over there, whatever it is, for him to allow you to come back and for him to say that.
Yeah, I was a geek, I won't lie. I used to study very, very hard.
Yeah.
So I used to live in the office because I used to study in the office as well, after hours. I had a wonderful office with the skyline, Melbourne view, so I didn't want to leave that place, right? So
where were you in the city?
In the city, yeah. So when you're in the office like 17, 18 hours a day, and you'll get so much work done, so you're an asset to pretty much everyone, right?
Yeah, true. No, I stalked your Instagram. I saw your Monash University ID card. So you look a far cry from what you look now.
I think I'm going to look like that very soon, the way I'm eating and not exercising. I'm getting there real quick. Remember I told you, what are you doing? I'm sport jogging on my terrace.
Correct.
That's the most I can do, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, what else can we do? In these conditions, whatever exercise we can get is whatever is possible, we should do it, right?
Yeah, we should do it, but I'm gaining weight like anything. I haven't seen what these guys must be saying in the comments that he's become so fat.
I don't think they're saying that. Somebody said that your hair looks really nice. Somebody said something else. Should we just see a few comments and see what they're saying?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Deepak Rawat is asking, कैसे है विभव भाई?
जी मैं बहुत बढ़िया हूँ दीपक भाई, आप कैसे हैं?
And one second, let's see what else we have. Okay. Everyone's saying hi to you, so I think you should say a big hi to everyone.
Hi everyone. You see Parul there? She says your hair looks really nice, Vibhav. She's always making fun of me.
Yeah, Parul I know also because Parul and I were part of a show called Selection Day together. But we were
in for that show.
You did? Yeah, we were in different characters, so we never worked together that way.
Okay. And Parul has this wonderful company called Niche Hair, which sells wigs. And apparently she thinks I need one.
Does she?
Yeah. She's always making fun of my hair that you have a receding hairline. I have a big forehead. So she's always trying to sell me her wigs online also.
Wow. Parul, can you help us with some barber solutions at this time? Can you say baal bach gaye?
But I saw her work recently in Voot. My mom really loved her show. I saw a couple of episodes. They were really good. I don't know whether you heard about it. Nairaikas or it's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So who else has joined? I think Parul has already left us. She's not commenting anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
No other questions?
Okay, so they'll come as we go along. They'll come. Yeah. So tell me, so you took this call. You said, "Chalo, मैं Bombay जा रहा हूँ," and you got here. Tell me, how did you start? Because Bombay is not an easy city. Finding a house is a really big problem. You know, especially if you're alone and you want to be an actor. People here have their own problems about giving flat to actors. And then breaking into the industry anywhere is not easy. Meeting, casting people. How do you meet them? So tell me, how did that journey happen? How do you start?
It was a nightmare when it started, I won't lie. So, the thing is, my dad didn't drop me when I went to Melbourne. But when I went to Mumbai, he came to drop me. He was so paranoid and scared. So he came all the way and he found me a flat eventually. And then I had no acting experience. So I started out with doing a diploma course at the Barry John Acting Studio.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and
in Bombay or in Delhi?
In Bombay, and Andheri West, right opposite Fun Republic. So at that time, Barry sir used to take the classes himself.
Okay.
So he was like my, acting teacher and, my orientation into the field of acting through that school. And once I left, it was just a shitstorm, I wouldn't lie. I just took up the Film India directory. At that time when I started out, casting directors it wasn't like an established profession. It wasn't like there were very few people and they were not like huge casting offices. You still had to go and do the rounds of the production of offices. So I used to just, pick up my bag and just, go around and do the hustle and the bustle. But there's no maths, there's no system to it,
Correct. What everyone's got to do. So you walk into casting offices, drop your pictures, email them your pictures.
Exactly. And then I suddenly got a call and I didn't get auditions initially, so I was completely heartbroken. And then ad auditions, you can just walk in. So I heard about this Aram Nagar, which even happens today also, So you can just...
Aram Nagar is that place in Bombay where everyone calls it Aram Nagar, lekin koi Aram nahi hai udhar.
I completely agree. There is nothing Aram Dayak there, but yeah. So I went to Aram Nagar, I did all those TVC auditions and stuff, but nothing happened. And then I got lucky with TV, I told you, right? I did some audition, which somehow reached the Life OK channel. They called me, and within 2 days I was on for this show, Gustakh Dil.
Right.
And then in terms of television, there was no looking back because I got back-to-back shows after that.
Right.
And after that, I told you I wanted to try in films as well. That was my ultimate aim. So I took a sabbatical after my third show, and that sabbatical has gone on ever.
Right.
Yeah. So
Vibhav, I think are you breaking up over there? I think are you able to hear me?
I can hear you completely fine.
Now it's okay. Beach is breaking up here, so that's good.
I'm sitting right next to the Wi-Fi router, so that nothing really lags.
Chalo, koi nahi, now it's coming.
Okay.
So when you've done 3 TV shows, right? Gustakh Dil, Doli Armano Ki, and Kuch To Hai Tere Mere Darmiyan, right? Yeah. So these shows, when actors come to Bombay, obviously the aim for everyone is to get into movies, right? We all want to do movies. But TV is something that there's always mixed reactions to TV. Some people say ki if you do TV, you'll never get into films because you'll be typecast. Some people say if you want to unlearn acting, do television. And some people say that TV is a great training ground. So for you, was it your training ground? What did you find? How did you enjoy the process? I know they're crazy shoot hours. I know sometimes you got to go to a place like Naigaon and stuff to shoot, which is way out of Andheri and things like this. Shoot also sets up quite far away. Schedules are hectic. But how was the experience for you?
It was challenging. When I started out, I'd never worked like 14, 15-hour shifts and stuff. But as you said, it's the best training ground. Especially technically, I wouldn't say in terms of craft, because the kind of performance they want on television is slightly... I'd use the word different, what you do in feature films. But in terms of technical training, you spend time on the set, you get your line pretty much like 10 minutes before the set.
I'm losing you here. Can you do me a favor? Can you just log out and log back in, because you're breaking up quite badly on your end.
Okay. Let me shift this. Is that better?
That is better.
Chalo, the Wi-Fi sucks. I'm on Airtel connection now.
So sorry, let's come back to TV.
Yeah, so TV is the best on-the-job training for me, and it pays you really, really well. So I spent like 14, 15 hours a day on set. As I said, the lines come to you like 5 minutes before you're seen. So, you're pretty much prepared for the worst. In terms of production value, the thing we call treatment, it's not the best. It's very challenging. You work in really dynamic environments. I'm using my words very carefully.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So pretty much you're prepared for the worst. So if you can excel in that kind of, in those kind of circumstances and in that condition, then, doing one scene in a film is pretty much a breeze for you, because we do like 4-5 scenes a day. Yeah. And even in terms of acting...
I know you get...
I speak to a lot of actors.
I know you get like long lines. 3 pages, 4 pages.
You get massive monologues.
And you got to get on with it.
Yeah, you get humongous monologues. But even in terms of acting, if I talk about the craft, I speak to a lot of teachers, and they tell me that, when you perform on television, right, you always need to perform a notch higher, because people are not going to give you their undivided attention. They're always preoccupied doing something. So you gotta lure them in, as opposed to a film.
Yeah, you don't have a captive audience.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much in film, like, it's a captive audience. People go in a theater. They've devoted that time.
Yeah, when you're in a cinema, you're stuck.
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah. So obviously that performing a notch higher requires a lot of conviction. It requires a lot of talent, I'd say.
Of course.
So that also is a good. So that also is a good ammunition you'd want in your craft, because there's certain scenes or certain films where the beat of the film is so high that it might match the the histrionics on television.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I saved so much in television that I could pull easily 6-7 years in Mumbai. So,
but you enjoyed it, right? The entire experience.
I enjoyed it. I got a lot of money. I got a lot of fame. I couldn't ask for more. A lot of gratitude towards the television industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great starting ground.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you've done web series as well. Obviously, you've done TV. And how did Padmavat happen? And how did you land that role? You played Itaat Khan, right? This character.
Yeah. Itaat Khan.
Yeah. In fact, before we get into that, somebody's saying TV is like net practice. You can get understanding of how things work on sets, but as a craft, it's not that creative due to lack of time. Web and movies give an actor time to get into the skin of a role. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. Who is this guy? This guy sounds like a pro to me. Who is he? What's his name?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah, Dhruv. This is Dhruv. I know. This guy's my gym buddy. You should see him. The way he is at the gym, he's motivating when I see him at the gym.
How nice. How nice.
Yeah. So he's absolutely, Dhruv, I completely agree with you. And this guy worked on a short film with Imtiaz Ali recently. So I haven't seen it, but I want to check it out. Yeah. So coming back. So where was it? Sorry.
Yeah. So coming back to Padmavat and Itaq Khan, how did you land that role?
Yeah, Shruti Mahajan, who was the casting director on that film. So at the time, this was like 3 years ago, they had these open monologues, It's not like open introductions. It's like, how actors, we walk into the Aramnagar offices, you just, hold your slate and give your intro. So these guys were actually recording monologues, right? So I just went in one day and luckily Shruti ma'am was there herself, when I was performing my monologue. So I don't know, maybe I think she liked me. So the very next day I got a call, I tested for the film and I was on. So that's that.
Oh, superb, yeah. Superb.
Yeah, so
I don't think
they were aware about my work.
There was no major in terms of I say that you didn't get reams of dialogue to kind of read out for the performance, or what was it?
I actually got 2 scenes which are there in the film.
Yeah.
So they weren't. They were like 4-5 lines each in both the scene. So it wasn't very dialogue heavy, but they just wanted to see whether I can. They were intense scenes. So as long as you can captivate the handycam audience of the audition with your eyes. Yeah. So I don't even know. I'll ask you because you do a lot of acting yourself, Takesh. So in terms of auditions, do you pitch your performance probably a notch higher than what you would when you're on set shooting for like a web or a film?
I try and stay as natural as possible, and I try and imbibe the character. I basically get into the skin of it as much as possible without going too over the top, And I just leave the rest to what the.
But having said that,
I leave the rest to the director.
We don't have a lot of idea, what the character is when we're auditioning. We probably just have a synopsis, like your 1-page brief and a screen.
Yeah.
So I'm always very lost. That's why I always discuss with actors that, when you go to an audition, do you pitch your performance slightly differently as to what you'd be doing on set? Because on set, there's a narrative.
Absolutely.
So there's probably 5 or 8 episodes, or there's like a 3-hour film. So the character has an arc, right?
It does. Because you know what the background is, you know where the character is going to go. The director's told you that. You have a complete sketch. Here you only have in an audition they give you like one scene situation.
Yeah, and then
so I mentally work out a graph. I visualize my character to be in certain situation, then I try and play it that way.
It's very tough, because I always feel that auditioning is one of the toughest.
It is.
Side. So I go to audition for stuff even if I don't want to do it, I'm not interested. I go for practice.
No, it's very good. You should never say no to an audition. I've never said no. People call you, just go, because you can never be enough in front of the camera, I feel.
Absolutely, yeah. Completely agree.
So tell me, I heard Mr. Bansali is quite a perfectionist on set, in terms of what he wants from his actors. So tell me how it was working with him, and then how it was, because I think you were in a scene with Ranveer, and as I said, you said your head gets butted in. I remember, I think your character's neck got wrung. I don't know. Just remind me, what was it?
Well, Sanjay sir is a complete taskmaster. It's a different world out there. When you pretty much enter the set, it's a different atmosphere, it's a different ambience. You're completely cut off from the outside world. Everyone's on their A game. Everyone's working very, very hard. And I love the silence that they have on set. Yeah, that's. I wish we could have that on every set.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of quiet, and there's a lot of calm on those sets. I mean, besides Sir's voice was always echoing, but besides that, everyone is pretty much very respectful to each other's work. No one's creating a ruckus or a noise, and everyone gives at least 5, 7, 8, 10, 12 takes. I've never seen even the best of them don't do it in one take.
Okay. So does he like to try different variations, and does he let you play, or is it very like, try and do it this way?
He's always,
because every director has their own style.
Yeah, he's open to his own he's open to your suggestions. Is there something you can bring to the table?
Right.
But eventually, there's something agreed upon, and then he wants that very thing. He's very particular, very specific about what he wants. So
Right.
you can play around, you can show him what you have. All the tricks in the bag. You can bring them out because he'll give you 10, 15 takes.
Wow.
So even though he's very impatient, but he has a lot of takes. He always takes a lot of takes. So again, that's a bit of a mind-boggling thing for me, because he's one of the most. I've seen all these stars do 20, 25 takes in front of him. So it's like, oh my god, yeah.
But he never loses it, does he? Like बीच में कभी चलाते हैं कि ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ होता है?
I'd say he's temperamental, which every creative person is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I like the way you put that, but that's correct.
Well, even I'm temperamental in a certain way. So everyone has that sort of hiccups. I'd say that there are always hiccups in a creative process. Sometimes they're more than many, but it's it's the end product looks so good. The ends justify the means.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So, and how was Ranveer?
He's a sweetheart. Yeah, I remember I actually started bowling on set. Because something wasn't going right, and I was very, very, I was shattered and heartbroken, to be very honest. So he literally he cajoled me like a young kid, he's like, dude, nothing's gonna happen. We've all been through this shit, and he was pretty much a lifesaver on set,
How sweet.
Yeah, and I actually felt like we were in the same boat, because He never made me feel that he's such an established star and that I'm a complete rank newcomer working next to him. All of us were scared. All of us were scared of Sir. So pretty much we were in the same boat,
Yeah. I can understand. I can understand that. So it's good sailing in the same boat, both of you.
Even Jim was very, very nice, very, very supportive.
Yeah, and Jim is a nice guy.
And I remember my first scene, right? I was chilling in the van. I just had 2 lines, right?
Yeah.
And it had to happen after lunch. So Jim came in my van and he's like, you're playing Itat? I'm like, yeah. He's like, have you done your lines? I'm like, yes. And I was confident. I'm like, 2 lines hai, main to ye sote bol dunga bhai. Kya hai? So he's like, bro, make sure you thought about everything. Because you don't know what's gonna happen. And I thought, is he like screwing with me or... And then I went on set and I'm like, this guy is absolutely right. You gotta
right in what he's saying. Yeah.
All the permutation combinations of the way you can say that line, you should have rehearsed. Yeah, because there's nothing. There's no room for mediocrity on that set. I'd say that.
Wow. So that's quite a challenge.
Yeah, and I thought Jim was fucking with me when he came to my van. Yeah. You know how they're ragging you, it's your first day.
Correct.
And he's like, no, dude, you got to get your shit right. And, you got to think about the different ways you can say this line. And, sometimes the line is changed at the last minute. So, the talaffuz, the accent. You need to master it then and there. So that was a bit of a challenge, but all's well that ends well. Yeah.
Excellent. But did that kind of make you, like I've seen you do a lot of monologues. I saw you doing something in Premchand the other day. And you practice. So do you really practice your nuktas and you read a lot in terms of do you read aloud and things like that?
I do a lot of monologues, but there's another reason. I had this really bad habit. I've somehow gotten rid of it. Whenever I read something, right, 9 out of 10 times I was such a pessimistic actor. I'm like, what nonsense is this? Even Ranbir Kapoor or Ranveer Singh will say this. They look like fucking idiots. I used to say this. And then I was like, मेरे को लिखावट से इतनी problem है. So I might as well choose something which I like. Or I can perform. So I started doing these monologues. And then the best thing is I always tell myself I don't have any edit, I don't have any background score. I just have an iPhone with me, no hair, no makeup, and I don't even do any costume.
Yeah.
So can I just try that, if I can engage you with my craft or my acting, those 2 minutes.
Correct.
Because once you see a performance with background score, with edit,
edit changes the performance completely.
Yeah. And
I direct myself, so I know.
Yeah, and it's a collaborative win then. It's not just the actors win. Most of the time the actors walk away with, the accolades and the limelight. But auditions, a one shot with your iPhone or with your camera or with whatever thing you're recording on. I think that's the true litmus test. That's the true litmus test of your craft.
Absolutely. That's very true. So when you came to Bombay and you said your parents mortgaged the house to send you to Australia, how did they react when you said, "मैं अभी IBM छोड़ रहा हूँ, मैं आ रहा हूँ अभी acting. I'm going to try and get into movies." I mean, did they were they really worried for a second? What's going on? And I know they're doctors. They're like right now in the most noble profession going, because right now doctors, we still have too few doctors in this country, and we need very many more given what's happening. But how did they react?
Yeah, I mean, Mom also went to the hospital this morning, and I was so paranoid, and she was telling me, things are really challenging in the atmosphere and the environment in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's just like what you see in movies. So I'm actually very concerned about them. But yeah, coming back to the question, the reason I didn't come to Delhi because Bombay, this entire lockdown thing has been happening for quite some time.
Yeah.
So because they're always going to the hospital, they told me you don't come. You stay in Bombay, you stay by yourself in your apartment because we'll expose you to a lot of things, because they're always in the hospital. So the kind of exposure they have, it's unheard of. We can't even fathom.
I can imagine.
But then when the 24th they said, that even the food and restaurants are going to close down, I was so selfish. I flew that very night. I'm like, I'm coming. I can't live without food.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming back to the reactions about my parents, they actually got a heart attack when I told them, because this was like, I never told them that I want to be an actor or, I want to go to Bombay. But they're very supportive, And that day I was talking to you over the phone as well. I told you the biggest reason that, whatever little I've accomplished in life, it's all because of the support of my parents. They've always, been with me. And they always support me. Initially, it was a bit of a shock for them, but they said, if you're not happy, nothing is worthwhile. So, we spent all this money and, in fact, they wanted me to get married and have a mortgage in Australia and, have a house.
Yeah.
The Australian dream or whatever you want to call it. Correct. They said, if that doesn't get you going and if this is what excites you, we're completely backing you. And I have so many friends in Bombay who send money back home. That way I'm so fortunate, That way I'm so fortunate. I have no responsibilities, And sometimes, when I have a couple of bad months and I don't pull in enough, they always give me like a helping hand. So,
How sweet.
They're as good as... They're actually... My dad downloaded Instagram for this live interview.
How sweet. Hello, how are you?
So he's in the other room and he was like, "Tu मेरे को बता, अगर मैं इस button पे click करूँगा तो खुल जाएगा ना?" मैंने कहा, "Dad, ये आप बहुत बोर हो जाओगे, ये आपके टाइप की conversation नहीं है. नहीं, मेरे को देखना है. So he's like, मैंने कहा, "You watch it on." He's like, "No, I want to watch it live." So
how sweet.
He's actually watching in his room. So big shout out to them.
Big shout out to your parents. Yeah, they're doing a great job with what's happening right now. Most heartfelt respect.
I'm sure my mom's blushing when you're saying that. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In fact, I'd like everyone to send a few claps in the comments, please, for all the doctors out there. Because however much we give is still too little. They're right there at the forefront.
Yes.
So tell me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So tell me, when you were in Australia, I asked you on the phone also, were you a sporty type? Did you ever pick up Aussie rules, or you didn't pick up Aussie rules? So for everyone out there, Aussie rules football is like Australia's national game. It's a cross between rugby and soccer, and rugby and football is how best I can put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to put it. But I never followed it. It was too violent a game for me.
Yeah.
I used to see it. I used to get scared, people punching each other, just, running with the ball. But I was told, I was a complete geek in Australia. Yeah. I was so scared that I wouldn't do well. Yeah. I was always pretty much studying in Melbourne. And I kept myself busy pretty much in books all the time. And it sounds very loserish now, having said that, but it paid off with the job at IBM, and, it paid off with... Yeah.
Excellent. So, but that entire thing of going to the MCG, did you go there often?
Yeah. I went for the cricket matches every once in a while.
Lovely.
Yeah, but the tickets used to be very expensive. Yeah, very expensive.
I know. So tell me one thing. during Corona and this time, right? It's a very difficult time for all of us, right? And work is shut down for everyone. There's a lot of anxiety. Everyone's kind of stressed out. We actually don't know what's going to come next, right? And how are you? What are you doing in the day? I mean, what are you up to at home? How are you keeping yourself busy? And are you working on yourself? Because I saw some really fun. I've seen your monologues, and some of them are really good. Like your, I saw the one. I've seen your Heather one. You know, so I think that was great. Then I've seen your Casino Jack one, and you pull off quite a mean American accent.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do that like 4 a.m. in front of the mirror? जब सब घर में सब सो रहे हैं?
I do it whenever, man. You know, I think creatively, right? We don't have this liberty on set. I know some stars do. Like, you know, if you feel like doing something, it sometimes comes to you at like 2 in the morning. होता ना बहुत जोर से मुझे acting लगी है, बहुत जोर से मुझे वो emotion लगा है.
बिल्कुल.
I do that. And you know, with accents, I used to work part-time in Australia in a call center.
Yeah.
I remember you said Australian accents and stuff. So I was selling pretty much electricity online to all these farms, people in the countryside.
Yeah.
So that was another thing where I realized that maybe, you know, I can go into marketing and stuff because I think I'm a good salesman. I used to sell quite a bit, and it was all commission based. So we didn't have any base pay, right? Yeah. It's like if you make sales, you get money. If you don't make sales, you can pretty much fuck off. You know, no money for you that day.
Yeah.
So that's.
So as they say in Australia, it was very sick mind. Yeah.
I remember the first time when I called someone, right? So I like my script was like it's I'll do the normal Indian one first. So it's like you know, good day mate, this is Scott from South Australia Electricity, and the guy from the other side like, hey Scott, how are you mate? And I literally hung up because that's the way they talk. You know, the countryside people. The countryside people, it's a completely different world. You know? It's like the way they talk. I couldn't understand it myself. You know,
drink the Victoria bitter.
Yeah, Victoria bitter, and you know,
we be mine. Shrimp on the bar be mine.
And they yell on the phone just like that.
Yeah.
So I got so intimidated. मैंने कहा गाली वाली दे रहा है क्या? मैंने phone रख दिया. So my team leader Indian is like अबे बेवकूफ हाँ वो तरीका वही है बात करने का तू भी और
प्यार दिखा रहा था यार प्यार दिखा रहा था.
He gave me that Punjabi example. He's like पंजाब में ऐसे लोग नहीं होते वो पा. So exactly, that's the kind of vibe they had. So basically, he used to call them English Punjabi, the countryside people.
Correct. Good way of putting it.
Yeah, so that's where I started doing accents and learning accents. I'm not very good at it, but I made sales, so that's what counts.
Which is great, yeah. Once again, there's quite a few questions coming in. I'm just going to scroll up. Somebody's asking if... somebody saying one hello from your Monash best friend. PK Tun. PK Tul?
Who's that?
I don't know. It says PK Tun, one hello from your Monash best friend. Okay.
Hi PK Tul.
आजकल हम में से कोई PK Tun नहीं हो सकता. लॉकडाउन है भाई.
I don't drink. Do you drink?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm a social drinker. I enjoy a few drinks socially, but I'm not like this and the other. I don't drink otherwise.
I'm a teetotaler. Tea with tea.
Tea and tea with tea. Superb. Okay, somebody's asking, Piyush is asking, can you perform a monologue, something as Nikhil as a monologue? Now, please, biggest fan of yours, sir. I don't know if you want to do something monologue. You want to just say a few lines from any of your monologues?
Piyush, I don't even remember one line from the character Nikhil. That was like 6 years ago. But thank you so much for...
Yeah, I'm sure you don't remember it. You must have learned it, mugged it up on the set and forgotten it once the minute you're off the set.
Pretty much. And the lines weren't very memorable, to be honest.
Correct.
But thank you, Piyush. Thank you.
I am Mishti Raj is asking, switching from a corporate background to a creative field like media, do you like it or do you regret it?
That's not Mishti, that's Ishita, right? Ishita Raj. She's she was in Pyar Ka Panchnama and Sonu Ki Tutu Ki Sweetie.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Hey Ishita.
Yeah. Hey Ishita, how are you? And switching from a corporate background to a creative field like media, are you liking it or regretting it? I'm absolutely liking it. So big thank you. She was one of the person, she was one of the people who encouraged me to come here because she was an actor herself. Yeah, so
Excellent.
I owe her big time, and yeah, it was. I'm enjoying it. Let me just put it. There's a lot more to happen. I'm hoping for the best, but as of now, I'm enjoying the journey, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping for the best.
Excellent. Sana is asking, you don't remember your co-actor from Gustakh Dil?
Oh my God, she's joined. Oh, where is she? I can't. She's my she calls herself Ek Darfa best friend because she says she says I'm her best friend, but I don't treat her like my best friend because I don't treat people who go. I don't go people who go missing for like months and then they say you're my best friend. I had you in my heart, and I was always thinking about you, but I never called you. So she's that kind of a best friend. Bhai tu kahan hai? Bhai tu kahan hai?
सना इसको अभी फोन कर दो, लेकिन अभी मत करना, मेरा वो कट जाएगा अभी, तो अभी मत करना, 10 मिनट बाद जब हम खत्म करते हैं उसके बाद फोन कर लेना.
ठीक है. And her movie just came out a couple of days ago called Bumfart.
Sana, I saw Bumfart. I think I know who you were. You were the girl opposite Aditya Rawal's best friend. So you did a damn good job.
Yeah. She's a phenomenal actress.
Super. And do you know Taran Bajaj?
I know Taran Bajaj very well. He auditioned me for this character Chucha.
Chucha, yeah. Taran is also saying hi up there. Oh, and Taran is his dear friend. Yeah, he said hi, just thoda upar hai.
Thoda upar hai. And I actually got shortlisted for the thing and I literally haggled him. Taran bhai kyun nahi ho raha mera? Taran bhai kyun nahi? And I was like very new. This was like 6-7 years ago, right? So at that time, now I just give an audition and I forget about it. But that time he made me test with Pulkit and all, and I had this, like a look test and all. And then for some reason it didn't work out. But I remember making his life hell. I used to call him like 3 times a day. Taran bhai, kab confirm kar rahe ho mere ko? Taran bhai, kab? I think he's gotten sick of me. It's very kind of him to say hi to me. If he's listening, thank you. And I'm so sorry I haggled you and bothered you so much.
Yeah. So Taran, I remember Taran also because Taran has done the casting for Bumfart.
Yeah, and Sana has Sana Sheikh. She has such nice things to say about Taran bhai. It's not even funny.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And okay, so I wanted to ask you. You said SRK was like your childhood like actor and all when you kind of saw him. So you did. I mean, so beyond SRK, was what movie of SRK was the one like we said, man, I wish I did this role and all.
I don't know whether I wish. The thing about SRK movies is, yesterday I was watching Ozark, right? And after watching 3 episodes, I just wanted to, just watch something nice before going to sleep, and I put on Pardes.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. SRK movies just make me feel very happy. There's something very feel good about his films, and there's something very endearing about watching him on screen. So any movie of his, he just comes on screen, he just makes me happy. And
he's got that energy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even Ranveer Singh has the same thing. I just watch his movies. I watch Dil Dhadakne Do, and I just feel happy. Like Zoya Akhtar films. So
they're having fun, No, the fact is they're having fun doing what they do. We watch it, we enjoy it.
Yeah, I love all this Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, but always whenever I can't sleep, I watch a Shah Rukh Khan film. I feel very happy.
Excellent.
I just go to sleep. It's like comfort food. Like how you have comfort food.
Yeah. So I think in these times, I'm doing the same. I'm watching a lot of old films, like some of my favorite films that I enjoyed in my childhood also. I'm doing that because I think there's so much stress around us right now. Somewhere, even if we don't talk about it, subliminally, it's there in the back of our mind, what's happening. And I think we want to see things that make us happy.
Absolutely. I mean, the tension is brewing all the time, but all this stuff makes me so happy. What are the films or what are the actors that make you happy with no rhyme or reason? Creatively they might not be the best, but they just make you happy.
So Amitabh Bachchan, because I share my birthday with him, okay, and I knew from the age of 11 I wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to be in films. So I started acting, and then I moved into filmmaking, producing, directing. For me, it was all a journey. But so Amitabh Bachchan, all the old movies, I mean, I totally love them. The angry young man roles and Namak Halal is my favorite Bachchan film. Because it's really fun comedy.
I haven't seen Bachchan films. I'm feeling very bad now. I've seen Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham. I've seen all these. I've seen Mohabbatein. I've seen all these.
So those are fun, obviously, but the older ones are really good. I'll send you a list. Dekh lena.
I've seen Anand. It's on Netflix. It's
Anand is sad ending though. Happy sad ending.
yeah, but it's a
Yeah.
good film. It's like
Yeah.
I think Kal Ho Na Ho was pretty much very similar to Anand in some
Correct.
aspect.
Correct.
It's it was the modern day Anand, I think.
Correct. Absolutely. So I mean, I watched that and I love all the David Dhawan comedies. Yeah.
David
The
Dhawan.
Govinda Salman Khan comedies.
Yeah. Govinda is God for me. Yeah. Govinda is
Yeah,
literally
he's
God.
superb. He's superb, and the way he dances, I mean, he just he leaves everyone behind. You just love watching him.
What a coincidence! I was watching his performance on IFA yesterday. See, randomly on YouTube, I'll put Govinda and I'll watch his
Yeah.
scenes and I watch his performances. They make you happy for no rhyme or
Of course you do. Of course, because
It's slapstick, histrionics, buffoonery, but it makes you happy. I don't know why.
and leave your brains behind.
Leave your.
Sochna nahi.
Yeah, I love Johnny Liver also. Yeah, I like just talking.
Yeah, have you seen Anadi number 1, Johnny Lever and Govinda? Anadi number 1 behaving like Dalir Mehndi.
I think I got to YouTube this scene. I don't.
You just say Anadi number 1, Johnny Lever.
Yeah. You've seen Judai where Johnny Liver is crying when he's making his dad.
I have. It's really stupid, but it's fun, yeah.
It is hilarious. It is
Super fun.
He's like,
It's
I
super
will never
fun.
forget that
Yeah.
line. He's like, "Dekh meri maa kitna natural ro rahi hai." I will never forget that line ever. Yeah. That is out of the world comedy, you know. And that Bazigar scene where he's like forgotten to put.
Bazigar, it's too funny.
Too funny.
It's brilliant.
I miss. That's why I love Rohit Shetty films. He's the only
Yeah,
guy
because-
who's kept. Yeah, he's the only guy who's kept that kind of essence alive, you know.
Absolutely. But I don't know why I have a chat about this. People may disagree with me. I think after this crisis, whenever cinemas open and things happen, I think the audience will. I feel that kind of cinema might come back. People want to be happy now.
It's long due. You know.
I know.
It's not cerebral. It just makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all just want to have a smile. We want to come out feeling good out of the theater.
Yeah. And you know, I think chick flicks do that kind of thing in America.
Yeah,
We
they
don't.
do.
I think in India, the palette we don't have that kind of a palette for chick flicks. But
Absolutely.
all these housefuls and stuff, I enjoy, man. I enjoy.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, they're super fun.
I enjoyed Bala also. The apna.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, are you also a fan? Are you watching the Money Heist on Netflix?
Yeah. I've watched Money Heist. In fact, my new binge watch buddy is my mum. And
Okay.
She watches. She doesn't like English content that much, so she likes Hindi web series. So I have watched so many Hindi web series of late. It's not even funny. Every day till 4 or 5 in the morning, she sits with me and she watches. And she never used to watch web series before this. It was like, तूने मेरे को तलब लगा दिया, मुझे भी नशा लग गया. And my dad is like, what are you doing with my wife? Yeah. 5 in the morning, she goes to sleep. We watched everything. Asur, Special Ops.
Excellent.
Panchayat was so good, yeah. Have you seen Panchayat?
I've heard about it. I'm going to check it out.
Jeetu Bhai, I'm a fan. You know, there's something.
He's a good actor, very good.
Yeah. And there's something
Right.
that he keeps it so simple yet it's so endearing, so watchable.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Check out Selection Day. Check out Selection Day and Ye Ballet if you get a chance. Both on Netflix.
Yeah. ठीक है, पक्का. I think you featured both of them, right?
Yeah, I'm in both. I haven't. But they're fun. They're nice projects.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to check you out, okay?
And you don't. I mean, are you also dreaming like everyone? कि मैं भी professor.
हाँ. नहीं यार, मैं कभी भी ना इतना दिमाग वाला हूँ नहीं. Even I'm not the smartest one in the group.
हाँ.
So I know, मुझे अपनी औकात बहुत अच्छी तरह पता है. You know, whenever there's a problem, I look, हाँ, क्या करना क्या है पहले ये बता. So I'm like the other guy. I forgot his name. I'm more like that kind of a guy. What's his name? Who's always getting angry and the guy with the weird laughter, like
the one.
The guy who laughs like that. Yeah.
I know.
So I can relate to him because I'm like him. You know, like in real life, I'm not the kind of guy, you know, who'll have the answers to all the questions. I'm the first one to panic in life. First one to panic.
I found Money Heist a very Bollywoodish masala kind of show.
And that's the good thing about it. Yet it's so watchable and it's so
Yeah, it is. And it's predictable also.
मैं इतना नहीं सोचता, so it surprises me, but
मजा है.
And I even love the pitch of the performances. You know, they're so high, so over the top. And after the dub, I watched the English audio, so probably.
No, I saw it in Spanish only.
अच्छा, with the subtitles and stuff.
With subtitles, हाँ.
अच्छा, I watched the English audio. So उसमें भी थोड़ा I feel that the essence is lost, that people are telling me that it's not as good. But फिर I watched the first 2 seasons in English audio, तो मुझे फिर English में देखना था.
देखो उसको अब Spanish में भी देखो, मजेदार है.
Did you see the making of there's a film?
नहीं देखा.
You know, would you believe it? They don't lock the script of Money Heist. They actually write. They write like television.
Oh wow, on set.
On one day before set, a night before set. So when actors rock up on set, they don't have their dialogue. They don't know what they're going to do. That was such a big surprise for me, man. I was like, my God. Imagine the kind of talent that these guys have.
Wow.
Yeah, so they write their scenes and the entire everything. Sana is like, take my name. Sana Sheikh. Sana Sheikh.
Okay, you have a fan from Pakistan saying hello to you.
Hi, who's that?
Ujala Khalid.
Hi Ujala. How are you? Oh, Sana is acting like a complete, I actually went on Sana's live chat the other day and she ignored me.
She ignored you?
Yeah, she's acting prim and
proper. But Sana's message saying, please save this chat, so it's going to go up on my story. She's saying, मुझे बाद में देखना है.
ठीक है. She's not going to watch. She's
I lost you for a second.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. You know.
I'm back. So what Sana is trying to do is she ignored me on her chat, right? So I gave her a lot of shit about it. I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? You can't even answer to one of my comments.
She's a liar.
झूठी है एक नंबर की. Anyway, you tell me what else is happening.
बस यार, so this is it and tell me now, you broke my heart when you said तुम दूध वाली चाय नहीं पीते यार.
Yeah, I've never been able to develop a taste for chai. But see, I'm a man of my word. I have my tea here, green tea for you.
Excellent. So,
talk about your.
But घर में चाय बनता है कि नहीं?
हाँ, mom and dad, full time chai lovers, yeah.
Your parents, your family, greater family likes दूध वाली चाय, Punjabi style.
Yeah, full Punjabi, adrak and elaichi डाल के and all that jazz.
Excellent. So for me, tea is like खुशी हो या गम, चाय हमेशा साथ ही रहता है.
For me, my beverage is Diet Coke. खुशी हो या गम, Diet Coke हमेशा साथ रहता है.
चलो ठीक है.
But chai is such a healthy alternative. Yeah. I wish I could migrate to chai, but I just can't. There's something about Diet Coke.
नींबू पानी पी लो.
There's something about Shah Rukh Khan movies.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, अपना रात को ice डाल के Diet Coke चाहे गम हो या खुशी हो. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. But Diet Coke is the only vice I just can't give up. I've tried a number of times.
चलो, it's good to have one vice. It's okay.
एक vice तो खुदा भी माफ करता है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
हाँ, पापा कहते हैं जब हड्डियाँ गल जाएंगी ना तब बोलना.
So tell me, और क्या? What is your plan for the evening?
I am going to watch Ozark, as I said. I'm going to finish that. Yeah. I'm on season 2. Mom just came back. My mom's a gyno, so she just came back from the hospital before I was going for this chat. So then she gives me all the drama, what happened in the OT.
No, it's scary.
We can make a film on that.
I'm sure we can.
There's so much drama which happens in an OT, and my dad is like, he's so filmy. He's like, तुम लोग को life में कितने take मिलते हैं? My dad's a cardiologist. मुझको life में सिर्फ एक take मिलता है, बिल्कुल एक take. और अगर गलती की ना, जैसे वो अक्षय कुमार
जिंदगी घुटने take देती है. मैं खिलाड़ी, तू नाड़ी.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I said this dialogue at the end of my previous live on Monday.
Oh, okay. So my dad.
So good. That's something to bond on.
Yeah. See, we are full filmy keeda. You remember that show, Filmy Chakkar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, हम live में सना के साथ ही game खेलता हूँ. हम dialogues में बात करते हैं एक दूसरे से.
Super.
So you can't say anything. You should अपना message dialogue में वो करना है एक दूसरे.
Excellent.
Yeah. So my dad is so dramatic. तो he's like मेरे को life में सिर्फ एक chance मिलता है. You know, he's like, and we work so hard. तुम लोग
I can imagine.
Okay. So he's a bit of a drama queen that way, but yeah. So I'm gonna go chill with my parents, and I think it's the
Excellent.
best
Do
time
that.
to chill with family. Are you with family or are you alone in Bombay right
No,
now?
I'm in Bombay actually. I'm with my wife in Bombay. I'm here and we're at home here. That's about it. यही चल रहा है.
So you have company. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As it is my pagal हूँ, but at least I have some company to share my pagalpanti with. So ठीक है.
And what shows are you watching to keep yourself busy these days?
So I am finishing Money Heist. Then I have to watch Panchayat, as you said. It's a good show. Somebody told me to watch that. I actually want to see some of the old Oscar films also. I want to see Ford versus Ferrari. I haven't seen that yet.
It's very good. It's very good.
You know, so that's what I want to see. And yeah, I'm reading a book on show running at the moment because I'm working on a show which I'm developing for one of the platforms.
Okay, nice. So you have a lot on your plate by the sounds of it.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying this show. I'm actually meeting interesting people. It's fun, na? You and I have actually met for the first time. We're chatting like this on a live. कभी मिले नहीं हैं.
But touch wood, we hit it off well.
है ना? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So as they say, I'll see you on the other side. I mean, I don't like this phrase, but it's saying I'll see you on the other side once all this is over. You know? But then I'll make you have a cup of chai with me.
You know, I used to use that line in nightclubs with girls in Melbourne. And that,
Let's see, एक सेकंड कुछ और messages आए हैं. Why are you so off from TV shows?
I'm not off from TV shows per se, but I'm keeping busy. I'm going to be shooting for 2 web series after this lockdown. Hopefully, it gets over. So both of them are going to be called Balaji. So one's called Cartel and the other one's called Hai Tauba. So yeah, and I don't want any long-term commitments because you know if it's a finite series, I'm up for it. But I don't want to sign something which will go on for another 2-3 years of my life, and then you know. My mom keeps on telling me, बेटा तू स्टार बन जा, तेरी उम्र जा रही है, तेरे बाल सफेद हो रहे हैं, मेरे को बहुत टेंशन है, बाद में शादी भी नहीं होगी. So she keeps on doing this emotional drama to me. She's like, you get married and then you struggle. So I'm like, why do you want me to get married? He's like, तो बाद में लड़की अच्छी नहीं मिलती. I'm like, what nonsense is this, yaar?
Excellent.
You tell me. My mom wants me to get married. I want your comment on this. Publicly on a live Instagram video, would you recommend marriage to you will?
Yeah, marriage is something, as they say, basically, na karo to problem, karo to problem. It's like that, you know. But it's got the best of both worlds, yeah. You know, I think as I always jokingly say that we are creatures of space, right? तो शादी के बाद सबको नासा ज्वाइन करना चाहिए.
Because that's where you realize. मेरा वो relationship में लड़ाई हो जाती है यार. मैं थोड़ा claustrophobic feel कर रहा हूँ. Especially people like us who've lived overseas alone for so long, right?
Yeah.
We always have that challenge where we need a lot of me time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but you know, you basically you figure it out. Once you're a couple, you kind of, it takes time, but you understand. Okay, now this person needs this space, or she needs her space.
My girlfriend doesn't understand it till date.
उसको नासा भेज देना. नहीं, but I think
with you, man. This 1 hour was a breeze. It completely.
I know. Shit, 55 minutes we've been speaking for. I didn't even realize it.
I was actually so scared. I was like, मैं क्या बात करूँगा 1 घंटे के लिए? Will I be like even like I'm not a good trash talker, so will I be able to engage for 1 hour? He'll get sick of me. He'll tell me to fuck off after like 30 minutes or something.
नहीं. चलो, it's now. I think we better go. It's saying 24 seconds remaining. Otherwise, this thing will cut off.
All right. See you, man. It was really good.
Chalo, this was super fun. Yeah. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you too.
Catch up with you in Bombay.
Bilkul. Stay safe, everyone. See you.
Tara.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.